Hello and welcome to my channel Crafting with me, Indiana Jones, and welcome to the Last Thing Thrifted collaboration, which I love to do together with my dear friends Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, Marika of Marika's Creations, and Jody at Jody at Southern Seasons. Ourselves and many others have joined together to make some wonderful thrifted crafted items just for you. Well, today I wanted to take a little break from the Halloween, Summerween projects that I had planned and decided to do some stuff with some items that I found at the thrift stores. Actually, not the thrift store. This I actually found at a garage sale. And what killed me was that they wanted to charge me $1 each for these separate pieces, which later I saw that they actually went together. So I kind of told them, like, dudes, this should be just $1. So I put them back together. It was very easy to do. I wonder if they actually took them apart just to sell them separately. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sure this is something from Hobby Lobby or, Dollar General or something, but I really liked it. And I always love the primitive look or the, Americana primitive look for the 4th of July. So I put the two stars together, and now I'm going to add the pit berries that I had already in my stash. These are our darker red. I hadn't noticed that I had two sets of pit berries. These are darker red. I think these are like the ones that come out during the fall. And I just bunched them up in these little bunches, and I'm just adding them to the star just to add a little more oomph to this cute little star. And I think this is pretty cute just as it is. I could have added some ribbons, I could have added some twine, but I like the way this looked, and I'm just going to leave it as is. And I love it because I can hang it on a wreath, I can hang it on a door, I can hang it anywhere I would like. I even have this little vintage chair that I can hang it on as well. So there it is. Now I found this lovely little wood book box at, I believe this was from Hobby Lobby. It was 90% off, so from $9.99 I got it for 99 cents, which I think was worth it for 99 cents, nothing more than that. And as you can see, I'm just using some white paint. I believe this is apple barrel or folk art. Can't remember, but it's one of the Plaid family of products paints that that I use because I'm one of their ambassadors. And you can see that it has that like checkerboard kind of design in pink, which it's cute, but because of the wording on the front, I really had to change this book. And I figured it's white. If I paint it in white, I can use it for my red, white, and blue decor. Now, because I'm doing like a primitive kind of vintagey kind of look for 4th of July, kind of similar as to the primitive look like that I love for Halloween, I am using a bit of a darker like taupe color just to darken the edges so it doesn't look so stark white. And I am going to use some transfers. I wish I had thought and remembered that I had the gold transfers, the gold frame transfers, because that would look very pretty as well. So here I am adding a red, white, and blue transfer. This is the closest I can find to red, white, and blue with those beautiful blue cameos and that little red frame inside. But to be honest, I'm going to use this as a stack of books. I have another little book that's blue and another book that's red that I'm just going to stack on top of this book to complete my little set of red, white, and blue stacked book, like a vignette and decor for my fireplace, for my mantle. Transfers are super easy to use, and as you can see here, I'm just going to show you the example of how I'm going to stack this up with my other books, and I think it looks perfect for just adding a place to display many of my red, white, and blue items that I am creating today. And there you have it. Now, this is coming from my stash. I had this star. I've been saving it for, of course, the 4th of July. So now is the time to use it. I also had this wonderful gingham paper, which is perfect for, vintage and rustic or primitive decor. So I just decided to add it into the star. And then I started looking through all of the items that I had in my stash, my paper crafting stash. Oh, the other thing I did was I aged the edges of the star here with some of the stamping that I had in that like kind of vintage brown, just to give it a little more age. Using a little bit of Mod Podge, I'm just going to add this beautiful paper into the star, and I will be ready for our next step. And again, you can still find these at the Dollar Tree. I didn't have to buy this because I did have it in my stash. I haven't been frequenting thrift stores that often because I'm really trying to economize, number one. Number two, I have more than enough items in my craft room that I can barely walk around. And number three, I always end up buying clothes, which I also don't need more of. So now I'm using all of my paper crafts, and I thought it would be cool to like add these vintage looking items. There's a beautiful picture of a bride that I had in my stash, that little clock, and I just am going to keep adding the items. Again, this is an assemblage, so you can make it how you wish. I am adding a little piece of cardboard on the back of some of the items just to give it a little more depth. And finally, I have to add this very handsome looking man that looks like he's from the army. But before I add him, I am trying to vintagize him a little more. It's in black and white, and I'm just adding a little bit of the sepia color to the edges of the paper. If you are ever doing any kind of paper work and you have cut white edges, it's always good to just use a little bit of the stamp just to make sure that you don't see those bright white edges. Now I'm going to add him to the star, as I thought it would be a nice little memorabilia, I suppose, for our soldiers, for those who have kept our land free. So I guess this is also an after Memorial Day kind of thing, but you can use it for Veterans Day. This is always a very fun way to just create decor that is also meaningful, especially if you care so much about our nation and the 250th anniversary of this nation. Can you believe it? Wow. Once again, grabbing from my stash this wonderful fabric, which is perfect for primitive 4th of July or Memorial Day, anything red, white, and blue, patriotic, I guess. And I just wanted to make a little mini pillow that we can use as a, what is it called? A stem? What are those things that you stick in a bouquet and stuff like that? You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just making a little, it's going to be like a little miniature pillow. There's the inside. Now that's inside out. Now I'm going to glue this. You can sew it if you wish. You can hand sew it if you wish. But for today, I'm just going to glue it because I just don't have the time. And then I'm going to stuff it with this stuffing. And as you can see, I'm just using my regular hot glue, and it is just going to work fine. I am gluing it in pieces to make sure that it's nicely well attached. Because we are going to stuff this, we're going to make sure that the corners, that each one of those star spikes, whatever you want to call them, are well glued down, because now, as you can see, I am stuffing it in. I'm not overstuffing it. I'm just making it soft and fluffy. I just want it to be soft and fluffy. And you can do this with the pillow material, or you can just use cotton balls. Don't go out of your way to the store. You don't have to do that. You can also make stars with burlap or even old t-shirts. Don't throw them out. Just make little stars, and you can make stems out of these. What are these called? There are things that you stick in. You know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the sticky things. There you go. I'm adding a dowel. I thought I was going to, I didn't want to, using raffia. It's like, do I have to use mold? Do I have to mold? I don't want to use mold. Moss. I don't want to use moss, but I do want to use my kitty Luna. So she's here to compare and make sure that everything is working well. And I was asking her, do I use the raffia? Do I not? She was advising me not to. I was trying to pull out some pieces. She was not thrilled with the raffia. So no, we're not going to use the raffia in the end result. But what I did do is I took some of the fabric and I ripped those little strings or little ribbons from it. And that's what I'm going to use as a ribbon. And it comes out really super cute. But Luna very kindly pointed out and said that the stick was too bright and too light to go for my primitive decor. So once I painted it and that was all done, I created my little bow, and I made sure to secure it right there at the top of the stick, at the top of the dowel, with just a little dot of hot glue. And look at how cute this turned out. Again, you can make a whole decoration just with these. You can add this to a wreath, or make a whole vase. You don't have to get flowers or anything. You can just make a full vase of these little items. You can make star shapes, heart shapes. You can make them out of burlap, t-shirts, even denim. Speaking of denim, let's see what we can create with some denim next. One thing you can find at every thrift store or even the back of your closet are jeans. I am sure of it. So I'm going to make two little projects with some denim jeans. For one of them, I'm going to use the bottom of a leg of jeans. Yes, the bottom of a leg of jeans. And for another one, I'm just going to use a denim pocket or a jeans pocket. I used one that was more decorative, as you see there. Now, this was also in my stash, and this is one of those little Dollar Tree cutting boards from when they were still $1 back in the day. And all I'm doing is just doing a little like dry brushing, whitewashing, just to add a little bit of color behind the pocket, because the pocket is a little smaller than the actual cutting board, but that's okay. And you can see I'm just like wiping off the additional paint. And now, once again, because I'm gluing this down, I'm trying to glue it down piece by piece so that I know that it is well secured to that cutting board. From the same pair of jeans, just to make sure that that little corner at the bottom of the jean pocket stays where it is and it doesn't crumple up or anything, I just made sure to put a popsicle stick in it. Now I'm using some trimmings from the jean pants, whatever you want to call them, and I am making a little handle. So you can do this again. You can put this on a wall, put this on a door, put this on a wreath, put it wherever you would like. It would be really, really cute. Now I'm gathering some of my items. Yes, some of them are Christmas berries, some of them are Valentine's Day berries, and I'm just pulling it out just to add a little more of the red, white, and blue motif. I was even thinking of using one of these little metal hearts, but I decided instead to use a little piece of a bandana that I had in my stash, and you can see I made a little bandana patch there on the jean, just to add a little bit of red. There it is. And now I'm adding some of this floral, some floral picks, some greenery. It has the little white buds, so it looks a little bit like how can I call it, baby's breath, but not quite. I also had this beautiful raffia bow, and here I was trying to consider whether or not I was going to use beautiful white daisies or these dried out roses, these miniature roses that I had dried out, and they came out in this beautiful cream color. So I like the cream color because it goes with the raffia. It's not as bright and it gives more of that vintage vibe. Here are some more berry picks that I had in my stash. You've seen these before. I used these in a wreath not too long ago, before Memorial Day weekend. And again, just curling up those pit berries that I added before. And I think this came out so cute, so fun. And if you have anything that you need to sell at any kind of church sale, this would be a great idea. Now with the leg of the jeans, I'm just getting this nasty bottle of sauce or whatever, I think it was soup actually, that I had under my sink. And again, I'm trying to come up with ideas that you don't have to go to the store and buy any additional materials. I'm using the bottom of the jeans simply because you have that bottom seam already done, so you don't have to worry about that. I was going to make a bottom to this holder, but honestly, I think the easiest thing to do is make it open bottom, so you can just cover any jar that you have that might fit it. It doesn't have to fit it exactly, because you can just tie it around whatever the shape is of the jar that you have. Again, trying to create crafts and ideas without having to spend a lot of money. Once you have done this, one of the things I like to do is to rough up my edges. I think I've done this before in some of the other items, and I'm just using one of those sand blocks or sanding blocks, and also my nails, also using my scissors to just rough up the edges and rough up the jeans themselves, just to make it look a little more rugged and primitive. And this is so much fun to do, because it's one of the things I love about primitive is that it's primitive and it's a little messy but very cool looking, and I love the rustic feel and the rustic look to these designs. Once that's done, now we're going to put the leg over the jar itself. I'm using some wire, doubling up the wire to make sure that it's strong and it's held on to the jar itself. Now I'm going to add some ribbon to cover up the wire. Here's some lace. Again, the lace is too light, so I just used a little bit of sepia stamping, and I stamped up that lace just to make it look tea stained almost, but without the trouble of tea staining. This is why I'm doing this. This is so much faster. If you are pre-prepared and you want to do the tea staining, that's all well and good. I took some strips of that fabric that I used before, of the bandana as well. And if you have twine, you can add twine, whatever it is you have. And again, you can change this for the different seasons. Afterwards, I'm going to change this and put like some of that black and white gingham around here and tie it up. And I think it'll look so adorable for the fall as well. So once I have this tied up, I just want to make sure that all my ends are not evenly distributed, and I am ready to start decorating. What I love about this as well is because you have a glass jar in this, you can use this for any occasion, change it around, and you can actually use natural florals in this. For example, in this one, I'm just using my beautiful white roses, but you can actually have real live flowers in this decor piece. Now let's take a second look at everything I created today. Thanks again to my lovely friends and co-hosts, Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, Marika Creations, and Jody at Jody Southern Seasons. Please check out their links as well as the link for the full playlist in the description box below. Thanks again for stopping by. If you enjoyed this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And stay safe, be kind. God bless each and every one of you. And remember to live the adventure, and I'll see you again very soon. Oh, and here's a question. Would you be interested in seeing how to create a denim witch's hat for Summerween? Let me know in the comments below. See you soon.